Hey, everybody. Once again, you are tuned in to TWID Radio. If you haven't been told or just didn't know, TWID stands for that's what I do. And as long as you're breathing, I guarantee you're doing something. We're bringing you the real, raw, the relevant tackling news, dating, marriage, sports, and more. This is where the black community connects, grows, and thrives. That's what we do in our tribe, circles, and communities. So hit that subscribe button and join the TWID revolution today. Family, you are tuned in to TWID Radio. Listen, let's jump right into it. This young lady, she's talking about when men walk away, the collapsing of the economy. Let's see what she got to say. I tend to agree. Let's check her out.
I've been noticing that men are allowing society to collapse. Not just older men, but younger men, because younger men make up a large proportion of this. Because younger men, they make everything work in society. And you guys, you're a part of this also. Okay? So just I'm going to explain to you exactly what I mean, so please hear me out. Do you know what's down right now? Do you know what's on the decline right now? Birth rates. Birth rates are on the decline. And do you know what else is on the decline right now? What's down? Oh, yeah, it's on a big decline. And I think this is the biggest decline that we've had for decades. And it's probably the longest decline period. And it's down drastically. So we have birth rates on decline. We have marriage on decline. So what is that saying? Do you know what it's saying? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's saying that men are no longer proposing to women. Men are no longer asking women to marry them. And men no longer want families. Men are no longer knocking these women up. So the telltale signs are there. All of these men are seeing what's going on. They're catching on to this. They're seeing what's going on with other men. Other men are being thrown into the ringer. Other men are being dragged in court and having everything taken away from them. And these young men are witnessing this. So you know what they're saying? They're saying, well, I'm not playing that game. Why play that game? Why should I get involved in this? That's what they're saying, because they're seeing all of this stuff go on. So they're not going to play that game. So they're pretty much walking away from that. So that's where the decline is coming in, because men are walking away from these types of situations that they're seeing. So with the marriage being on a decline, birth rates are on a decline, and the higher ups, the people that are behind the scenes, they are well aware of this. They see what's going on, but they're not going to talk about it. They're not going to talk about it, but they're secretly panicking. Okay? They know that the birth rates are at an all-time low. They know this. And like I said, they're panicking. And you know why they're panicking? Because they're thinking to themselves, well, if the birth rates are low, there's no babies being born. So who's going to be the future taxpayers? Who's going to be the future workers? So that's what I mean when I say that men are allowing society to collapse and to crumble. Okay? And you know what else men are walking away from? Do you know what else is on the decline? Do you know what other entity is kind of on the decline? The armed services. Men are not Men are walking away from that. Men are not signing up for the armed services like they used to. They're not signing up. 10, 20 years ago, 10, 15, 20 years ago, you could not stop a patriotic young man from going down to the recruiter's office and signing up to be in the armed services. It's not happening anymore. They're walking away from that. And these recruiters are also panicking because no one's signing up anymore. So what they're doing is they're offering these incentives. Okay, they're often offering these big sign-in bonuses. And these sign-in bonuses is a lot of money. It's like thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to sign in because no one's doing that anymore. Guys aren't signing up anymore. But they're walking away from that. No matter how much money they're being offered, they're not taking up on that deal. They're not doing it. So with men walking away, no matter what type of incentive, no matter what type of sign-in bonus that these recruiters are offering young men, they're not going for it. They're like, why should I do this? Away from it. And you know, guys, I'm going to tell you something about myself. I read a lot. I do a lot of research, okay, whether it's ashore or abroad. I do research because I want to keep up with the current events and to things that's going on. And with that being said, I did some research and it said that since the 1950s, yes, since the 1950s, this is the lowest that it's been for men to sign up for the armed forces. It's the lowest that it's been since the 1950s. So if there was a global conflict that was to happen, what do you think that means? You know what that means? They're going to come knocking on your door and to get you that way. I'm not going to say the word, but you guys know what I'm talking about. They're going to have to come knocking on your door and get you that way. That's the only way that that's going to happen, with men walking away from signing into the armed forces. Men are finding other ways to make money, to earn income. They're at home, they're on their computers, on their laptops, making a living, and they're loving it. So as a result of that, by men taking a step back and no longer want anything to do with this at all, they're taking a step back. And because you men are taking a step back, this is what's happening. These entities are failing right before our eyes. They're failing because you men are deciding to take a step back. Do you know what other entity, what other industry is failing and is on a decline as well? The jewelry industry. The jewelry industry. Yeah, they're losing billions and billions of dollars, billions with a capital B. They're losing. And you know why? Remember when I said that marriage rates are on a decline? Well, that's because you guys are no longer going in these jewelry stores and buying that big rock to put on her finger. You're no longer going in the jewelry store to buy that promise ring or that diamond choker or that diamond necklace or diamond earrings, bracelets, whatever the case may be. You're no longer doing that. So therefore, these jewelry companies, they're losing big time. They are. A lot of them are going out of business, like K Jewelers, all those jewelry stores are going out of business because you guys aren't buying jewelry for women anymore. You're not doing it. So see what happens when you take a step back? Do you understand what I'm saying now when I say that men are allowing society to collapse? Because you guys are taking a step back. You're no longer doing those things that you used to do. And when people say men are not needed, that is such a lie. Don't listen to that. That is not true, because you see what's happening when you guys step back. So you are needed. So don't listen to them when they say that you're not needed, because you guys vote with your wallets. And let's take it a step further. Do you know what other industry is failing? The club industry is failing. The club industry used to be really jumping off back in the 90s, the 2000s, the mid 2000s, like 2006. But you guys aren't going to, you men aren't going to the clubs as much as you used to anymore. You're not doing that anymore. You used to couldn't wait to like Friday night or the Saturday night, the weekends to go to the clubs. Even some of you would probably go during the weekday. Some of you maybe, to have
Family, I'm gonna stop it right there. You get the gist of what she's saying. This sister is really cooking. She's really telling it like it is. Like she said, the club scene is not the same. Jewelry, we're not buying jewelry for what? Why? I'm a veteran. I know. As far as the army, you see, when you're in a society that says women should be equal and women, which they can't be equal, but when you're in a system that tries to allow women to be equal to a man, well, that means now eventually that woman is going to have to do what men do, because men are going to say, wait a minute. If we're equal, why am I going to play myself? Why am I going to be a simp and do for you what you're telling me you're capable of doing yourself? I take honor and pride in doing the things I do for my wife, but if she tells me that she don't need me to do it, I'm going to step back. I'm not going to force my manhood. I'm not going to force my covering. I'm not going to force my protection on no woman. And see, women, this is what you've got to look forward to. Since the same way you were programmed to think that you were should be given equal, well, now men are programmed to think, okay, well, if that's the case, I'm going to do what's best for me. And my MO as a man is not going to be to protect and provide for a family, because I don't need to. You got women who can do just as good a job as I can. They say they can. They try to prove that they can. So I'll just let them. And we're seeing what's happening right now. But family, once again, you've been tuned in to TWID Radio. Remember, we've got 4,000 subs. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, family, all praise to the Most High. Peace.